I would like to invite you to the upcoming weekend retreat online, taking place February the 17th and 18th. It's titled The Way of Openness, and it's an exploration of our essential nature as openness. How do we recognize this? How do we abide as this openness? How do we live as this openness in everyday life? And what difference does it make? Openness not as something that comes and goes, but openness as the recognition of open awareness that is always here, ever present. When we truly recognize this, when this awareness, this open awareness comes into the foreground more and more, there's a great peace that takes place because it's untaintable, unshakable by any circumstance. It's that which is here, always in every experience, as the background of experience. But often it's so in the background that we fail to recognize it. It's obscured. So the exploration will include something very potent, something very important, which is the examination of what obscures our natural state, our essential nature as open awareness. What is this obscuration? How can we recognize that? And how can it come undone in the midst of experience, which includes everything: feelings, emotions, sensations, perceptions, thoughts. All activity takes place as part of the human experience. And yet there is a fundamental state, or the foundation of our being, that is essentially always open. Its very nature is openness. And I speak with a lot of people. I have spoken with a lot of people over the years and continue to do so in all the events and gatherings and meetings and so on. And the one thing that we circle around over and over again is openness. It speaks to everyone because it's who we are. And yet there is this sense that we close. So we're going deeper here than the idea of healthy boundaries and the ability to say yes and no, which we might interpret as closing or opening. We're going deeper than that to a fundamental inquiry. Who or what am I? And how can I recognize this? So over this weekend, we're going to dive deep. There'll be 4 guided meditations to support the inquiry and the recognition of openness. Well, there'll be 2 daily sessions. The format is a weekend retreat with 2 daily sessions because that creates a safe container for the honest inquiry and for the continuity of that inquiry without breaking it up into separate weeks. Some of our online programs are weekly, but I felt that this was best placed as a weekend. So we can create that safe container, that we can continue the inquiry and hold that in our awareness, in our consciousness throughout the day, so that it deepens and perhaps takes root, perhaps starts to reveal itself. We found it's a very beautiful format, and a great trust and safety and depth emerges over the weekend. The Way of Openness weekend retreat. It's coming up soon. I hope you join me.